Welcome back. Today is day 4 of our 7-day challenge. Today we have a quick Vinyasa flow class. So we'll get started standing nice and tall. Allow your hands to come together in front of your heart. And then inhale, arms reach all the way up, palms begin to press. Exhale, start to fold in half and let it go. Inhale, lengthen the spine and lower the hands, step back to your plank pose. Drop the knees and lower down to the belly. From here, find a cobra pose. Open your chest, lift the heart, and exhale, press it on back, downward facing dog. So we're going to move through some sun salutations. So make sure you're moving at your own pace. If you ever need a break in child's pose, feel free to take it. Feel free to roll your ankles around here, maybe wiggle the hips side to side. Lengthen the spine, and then gaze comes forward. Can step or float up to the front, find your flat back, and exhale, begin to fold. Inhale, arms reach on up, palms press, and hands release down through the heart and down to the sides. Inhale it up again, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, find your flat back, and hands down, step or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. So find the breath here. Let your heels drop a little bit deeper as the hips get a touch higher, putting the weight into the fingers, the pads of the fingers, and the knuckles, taking a little bit of pressure out of the wrist. And then gaze comes forward, step or float up to the front, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, we're folding it over. Inhale, arms reach on up, palms press. Lower the hands through the heart and down to the sides. One more time. Inhale it up and exhale to fold over. Inhale, find your flat back. Hands plant, step or float back, and then take your vinyasa. So meeting in down dog. Smooth and lengthen the breath out. Very complete inhales and complete exhales. And then gaze comes forward. Step or float up to the front. Find your flat back and exhale, fold. Inhale it all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands lower through the heart and down to the sides. This time, inhale, take a seat. Find your chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over. Inhale to your flat back and lower the hand, step or float back. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. From here, lift the right leg and step it up for warrior one. So back heel spins to the floor. Inhale, the arms lift all the way up and lower the hands down. Step back and take your vinyasa. So meeting back in down dog. Full, complete breathing. Inhale, left leg high. Step it forward right into warrior one. Hip bones are squaring toward the front as we lift, and the hands find the ground. Step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Notice the breath here. Lengthen it out a little bit more. And then gaze comes forward. Step or float up. Find that flat back and fold as you exhale. Inhale, take your seat, find your chair, Utkatasana. Root down through your feet to rise up, and hands lower through the heart and down to the sides. Inhale it up. This time find a little baby back bend, lean back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, lengthen halfway and lower the hands. The right foot steps back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Sweep your arms all the way up. So nice deep low lunge here. Lower the hands back down. And then back toes tuck under, find a twist here as you drop the right hand and reach the left arm up. Rotating the ribs open, drop the hand, and then step back, take your vinyasa or skip it. You can always skip those vinyasas. Find your breath again. And then looking forward, step or float up, flat back, Ardha. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach it on up, little baby back bend, hands lower through the heart and to the sides. Inhale it up, lean back. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, flat back and lower the hands. The left foot drops. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, sweep your arms high, Anjaneyasana, nice deep low lunge. Lower the hands, find your twist. So tuck your back toes, lift the knee as you sweep the right arm high, and then drop the hand down, and then step back, take your vinyasa. So meeting back in down dog. Full inhales, full exhales right here. And then inhale, the right leg lifts, step it forward in between the hands. The back heel spins down for warrior two. So gaze drops over those right fingers, press that front knee open toward the pinky toe, and then revolve your warrior. So flipping that hand back, reach it all the way toward the back. Open your arms wide again for warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reach over the right side, triangle pose. So opening your chest, really extending that left arm high so you can lean back just enough so your chest can open. Root down to rise up, and then hands at your hips as you step the left foot in just a little bit so the hip bones can square to the front. Now find any shoulder opener that you'd like, so maybe interlace fingers or a hidden prayer, and then fold over that right leg. So reach your chin down over toward your shin, getting a really good stretch through the right hamstrings, and then root to rise up. Release and shake out your arms. Inhale the right arm high, shift into that right foot as you bend the left knee behind you, catch the foot and find dancer pose. So pressing the foot into the hand, and you might even hinge a little bit here. So remember, an equal amount of reaching with the right arm and pressing with the left foot. Slowly step back for your high lunge. Little back bend and lower the hands, step back, and vinyasa is yours. So take it or leave it. We're meeting back in dog. So downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, step it forward in between the hands, back heel down. Open wide, warrior two. The gaze falls over the left fingers, shoulders right on top of the hips, lower belly pulls in, and then revolve your warrior. Reach back through those fingers, open the side body, come back into warrior two as you straighten the leg, and then reach across, triangle pose. So extending that right arm up, leaning back just slightly, and then root down to rise up, and then hands at the hips as you turn the hip bones forward and step the right foot in just enough so the hips can square to the front. Any shoulder opener you'd like, and then fold over that left leg. So remember, we're staying really grounded through the right heel here. That's going to help keep your balance in our pyramid pose. And then ground down to rise up. Release your hands, release the shoulders, give it a little bit of a shake as you lift the left arm. Shift into the left foot, bend the right knee. Catch the foot behind you, right into dancer pose. So stay connected to the breath here. Keep breathing, and then with control, we're going to release the foot and step it behind us. Reach all the way up, find your high lunge, and then lower the hands down. Take your vinyasa. So moving very fluidly through your vinyasa, meeting back in our downward facing dog. And then inhale, the right leg lifts as you step it up. Lower the back knee down, untuck the back toes, sweep your arms up. Another round of our nice deep low lunge in our Anjaneyasana. This time feel free to interlace the fingers above the head, reaching back, and then lower the hands down. Start to slide your hips back as you straighten that right leg, flexing your foot to feel this more in the hamstrings, or pointing your toes down to feel this more in the front part of your shin. So you can go back and forth, flexing or pointing. And then eventually you can place the foot back down, walk your hands over to the long edge of the mat. So the toes are pointing to the long edge, and then find your flat back and then fold. So Prasarita Padottanasana, our wide-legged fold. The crown of the head is dropping down, getting all this good fresh blood down into the head. And eventually come back up, walk your hands forward to a flat back. And then walk your hands all the way toward the front of your mat so you can angle the right toes pointing directly forward for lizard pose. So the back knee is staying lifted. Get really strong in your upper body as you step back to plank, and then lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, left leg high, step it up in between the hands, drop the right knee, untuck the toes, and then sweep your arms all the way up, Anjaneyasana. Really big opening through the quad, through the hip flexor. One more full breath, and then lower the hands, slide your hips back, straightening the left leg, reach your chin down over toward the shin. Flexing the foot to feel this in the hamstring, or pointing the toes to feel it in the front part of your shin. One more breath right here. And then go ahead and bend the knee, walk your hands to the long edge of the mat, and then fold. So another round Prasarita Padottanasana. This time the hands come behind you as you interlace the fingers and find a big stretch in the shoulders. So moving the hands away from the lower back. Root down to rise up nice and slow. Walk your hands over toward the left side, so toward the front edge of the mat as you press into lizard pose. So right knee remains lifted. You can kind of shift the hips forward and back. Get really strong in your upper body, get strong in your core, and then step back, down dog. From here, come to the knees. Sink back, find your child's pose, Balasana. You can roll your forehead back and forth if that feels good. And just stretching out across the back and across the spine. And then slowly come back up. You can send your knees and your legs all the way around in front of you. So we're just landing on our sits bones. Lengthen the legs, inhale the arms high, and then fold over for Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. So sealing in the practice. Slowly we're going to lift back up and then lower down onto your back. So finding Shavasana. So take a moment here just to check in and breathe. And our quote today comes from Mahatma Gandhi, and he says, "There is no path to peace. Peace is the path." So let your breath become a little bit bigger. Let it fill you up. And then slowly can start to move the body, wiggle the fingers and the toes, stretch out, and then roll to the side, cradling your knees into your chest. And eventually press yourself all the way up. So find a comfortable seat. Take a moment just to check in. Notice all the good work that you've done on your mat today. Thank yourself for choosing to show up, for choosing to practice. Let your hands come together in front of your heart. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in class today. So I will see you on the mat tomorrow for day 5. We have ladder flows tomorrow, which is one of my favorites. So I'll see you there.